Item 3, role and responsibilities of the CPAP members community-wide. That again is tied to the LAPD volunteer bylaws. So again, I haven't had an opportunity to meet with the captain. Obviously, he's had a busy schedule as well as the sergeant. So again, I'd like to table that item if it's okay with the board members. Can I get a motion to table the item? Thank you so much, Philip. Can I get a second? That was whom? Mr. Fisher? Excellent. Unanimous, it's all tabled. Okay. Senior officer updates.
I can go first, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
I got your Officer Ray again, Cypress Park, Glassell Park. It's been kind of busy in my area, some gang graffiti between Cypress Park and Avenue, but it's all pretty much all over the place. Did a ride along with Captain Malonokis recently on Mount Washington due to some of the burglaries that we had up there. Very active out here. So they're out there with me too, and sort of the whole area of Mount Washington made himself visible and met a couple of people out there. We also had a cleanup at Avenue 45 with the 110 freeway, which has been a problem, working with my partner, Officer Vargas, and CD1 helped us tremendously. They did an awesome job cleaning it up, but it's something that we got to stay on top of. And I'm having an upcoming meeting with the members from Rio de Los Angeles Park, where we have some new staff members that I want to meet, talk about safety features and possible solutions for any types of crime to try to limit any kind of illegal activity that are going there. And lastly, Nightingale, I'm going to meet there next month for a job fair for the kids, where we talk to the kids and we let them know what it's like to be a police officer, and hopefully we get some cadets to be there with us. That's pretty much it. Any questions for my area? Go ahead, ma'am.
Hello, Officer. We were at a meeting the other day, I think you were at it, and we were talking about traffic issues on Nightingale, and we were told that we've talked about getting signage that would allow the folks to come up and actually ticket, and then we were told that the people would come up and ticket because it's dangerous.
Well, I think you were talking about DOT, right?
Yes, so how do we get?
Well, normally we will do that, and I have done tickets up there at Nightingale. But as I said before, normally people are not there with the black and whites there. That's the hard part. But I have issued tickets up there. I've also given a lot of warnings. I try to be. My approach has always been to educate the people first, because there's always good people up there. A lot of the people don't even know it, but you got signs here, guys. Come on, you guys should know. There's no parking. You're responsible. So DOT does issue citations, but they, I guess their policy is different. If there's someone inside the car, they don't want to get involved because they're.
Do we have the right signs on Nightingale? We do. Okay, so the fire department met with us on Monday, and they were up there, and they're like, oh, there's cars blocking the street, which there's cars blocking the street every time. I don't know whether they scatter when you come, but every time I go there.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
But once the thing is, maybe Wendy will talk about this a little later. But once the city shuts that down for a bit, I know it's gonna really put a clamp on that.
And you and I both know it's been a problem there for quite some time.
40 years.
Yes, so you and I have been doing this for a long time, so you know it's been a problem. So definitely something that's going to need to be addressed.
Okay.
Definitely.
Other questions?
And so on that one, I did offer a letter with our SLO office supporting the council recommendation for shutting down, temporary closing that street off to vehicular traffic. So I know CD1 is working on that. I think it's supposed to make its way through city council.
Yeah, but I'm not sure you have community support on that. And,
Yeah.
And I'm not sure we have fire department support.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly why the process is there. So we looked at it from.
Remember his face.
Right.
And we're supportive of it for the police department's perspective. Of course, every agency and every, community is going to have, differing opinions. So when it gets to the city council, if it ever makes it that far, then everyone can, have their say.
Right.
So we were asked to provide a comment on it, and it would have been irresponsible for us not to provide some kind of comment on it from a public safety perspective.
That was quick, thank you.
And those kind of things, if you have those issues, you have to get us those issues so we can respond to it. So a lot of these things don't come to our attention right away unless they're brought to our attention. We don't get the notices that say, if someone wants to open up a particular kind of business and requires a conditional use permit. We don't get those notices because we're not within 500 to 1,000 feet of the concerned area, so we don't get those. Well, notices in case a business wants to open up a liquor location,
Oh,
those are
okay.
normally go out to 1,000-foot radius of businesses, and so we don't know about those things unless someone brings it to our attention, so that was brought to our attention from the council office, so that's the only way we would have known that.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's really quick.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Devin. Next,
I'll go next. I'm Officer Vargas, have the senior lead officer for Highland Park. We had a cleanup today on Avenue 59 and Figueroa, and on Avenue 57 in Marvin Way. Actually, 59 in Marvin Way, just north of Figueroa. So it went well, and everybody complied, so no issue there. So thank you to CA1, which I was in contact with Wendy. She helped out tremendously. She stepped out, but thanks to CA1, I was able to make it. So that's all I got.
next.
Hi, Senior Legal Officer Hernandez, just so everybody's aware, Lloyd Kane retired, so I'm kind of pulling double duty right now. I will be heading up, I'm currently in the East Hollywood area right now. I will be also heading up to the Highland Park, Garbanzo Park, and all the way to San Francisco Park as well. So I'll be filling in until somebody else comes in. You guys can still dial his number, so for some of the community members that have his number, you guys can still dial his number. I have his phone, I'll answer that phone. Or if you guys call me directly on the East Hollywood number, I have that phone as well, okay, so I'll answer both phones for, any emails, just go ahead and direct it to me, those you guys are not from talking to, Senior Legal Officer Chang, he left off, doing cookies at the WSS still, for the retail desk that have been occurring there. We've also had a career day set up at Buchanan Elementary School, where we are gonna be taking out the kids, talking to them, law enforcement, things like that. We're also gonna have a mounted behind and some exposure of kids, speakers, things like that for them. And that's on the March 28th over there in Hyde Park area. For East Hollywood, I'm still continuing my cookies at the Rite Aid parking lot store and at the John's Market for retail tests that have been occurring there lately. I am there, and then on April 4th, we are gonna be having a career day at Toledo's Academy, similar to what we're doing at Buchanan Elementary. We're gonna be doing the Toledo's Academy, on the east, in the East Hollywood.
Name of the academy?
It's Toledo's Academy, Toledo, P-I-L-I-B-O, Toledo's Academy. It's now be April 4th.
Excellent.
Any questions for East Hollywood or Highland Park?
Hi everybody, I'm in Gracia. I work the 81 area at Water Village, Coastal East, and River Park. For my at Water Village, we've had some cleanups along the river bed due to fires being started off the river bed, which are right behind the park. So we've addressed those, done a couple of cleanups. Graffiti, I've seen an uptick in graffiti. I just need to be reported a new victim. We are doing the 3-1 cleanups ourselves, but I just need to look for a victim so I can try to connect with them and try to help them out and ensure this from happening. I have a victim and I do have somebody I can prosecute later on. For my Los Feliz and Brooklyn Park area, I've seen a little bit of uptick in burglaries in the area. We've been addressing them with burglaries at the observatory, specifically Making Leaves. We've been doing push-ups up there. We use our cadets to use outreach program where we're walking the footbeat, making contact with people, and advising on the hide and lock it, keep it program. Just being aware of what's going on in the area. In my area, my transient activity, I've noticed some of them had open sepsises, so I was able to acquire 40 kits of hygienes to clean up their injuries. So if you know anybody, reach out to me. I'll find them and give them out to some of these kids. I was able to acquire 40. I could get some more. On top of that, there are some first aid kits and some clean socks, clean shirts, and shoes. So if you have anybody in the area, let me know. I can reach out and clean them up. Our first line of defense to help people is actually resources and outreach. We're working with the council district, and they're a big help to us. So both Medina and those areas are have an open door. We need something to get them out there and get some treatment. So if you have anybody like that, let me know. It's slow one for the area. I think Rossi.
Thank you very much. I want to remind you guys, please sign in on the sign-in sheet. It should be making its way around, so I need that back. Please make sure you sign in on the sign-in sheet. G?
All right, since my partners are standing, I guess I'll stand as well. So March 27th, yes, it's back. It's Dutch opening game. So now we can be actively trying to put our plan together so that the day will go and eventually we will all enjoy that day, whether at home or actually at the park. Your senior needs are also monitoring a lot of our parks. We have huge, the Perfect Park, Legion, and Carvanza. And one of the things that we're focusing obviously is all of the encampments and the potential of an encampment fire. So we're all actively working on that. And anything, any concern, please reach out to your senior need in your area so that we can check it out because we don't want another tragedy to occur. Also, we are reaching out to many of our schools. It is that time, Read Across America, the first week of March. And we really get a kick of being at the schools and meeting the kids. And they get to see a different side of law enforcement, which is something that we strive for. What else was I going to say? And that, for me, that's pretty much what I have going. I have a couple of locations that I am still currently working on for retail thefts. And so trying to actively deter these activities going on. So, any questions for me? Issues, concerns? Thank you.
Thank you. Any other senior officers? Sir?
So same thing that we've gone through the last months. If you guys see any family or anybody that needs help, we could get the family's name, bring the names to us, just so we can go out there and go to their houses and visit them and provide them some clothes for their kids. We do have clothes still that people donate, so we want to make sure that we get it back out to the community. So same thing, thank you guys for the people that have sent me information for the families.
Any questions for community relations? Denise?
Yes, I'm here. Officer Denise Smith, Community Relations Office. Just to reiterate what our sergeant said, if you want to email me at any time, if you do have a family, especially in the schools, if you notice anything, what we do is we gather a couple officers together, we'll go out, we'll purchase some stuff, items, especially with clothing and everything, and then we'll go ahead and hand deliver those. A couple things going on in the community, as always, our youth programs. Please, if you know of any kids that are interested, that are 8 to 17 years of age, send them our way. We have our cadet program and our PAL program. Both of those are completely free for those kids. Another thing that's coming up in the community that we're organizing, our 5K is coming up. It's on your packets. I attached this to the back. There's a QR code there if you want to register. It's 30 for adults, 25 for youth. If you can get a group of runners of 8 or more, it becomes a super great. But that is all to benefit our youth programs. So everything is for that. We hold this every year. It's our 3rd year so far. Every year we're getting bigger and stronger, so we're hoping to keep that going. So if you have any questions about it, or if you're having trouble registering, please email me. My email is on the bottom of that flyer. And then that's pretty much it. It's here at the park, so it should be a nice little fun activity for the kids and everybody.
Any questions for Officer Guzman?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Moving on to the next item on the agenda, elected offices, elected officials. Let's see, assembly member. Who do we have here? All right, how you doing?
Great.
Next.
Hi, sorry, my name is Nico Padron.
Nico.
Yes. So then my name is Nico Padron. I'm excited to be here on behalf, I'm the field representative with Assemblymember Jessica Close's office. Yeah, just wanted to come in to introduce myself. I'm really excited to be joining and giving you all some brief updates on what we're working on in Sacramento. The Assemblymember just introduced her latest bill package that was on Friday, about 15 new bills. I'm still getting familiar with all of them, but one of the big ones will be introducing, what one of those would do is introducing a 301 style number to be able to connect folks, unhoused neighbors with resources and things like that, so that you know, we can make sure that we're tailoring our approach on all ends and making sure that we're, yeah, just making sure that folks feel safe, connected, you know, all together. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to coming back to these and keeping everybody informed, but really excited to be here, and thank you all for having me.
Do you have a business card, Nico?
I do, I just got them actually, so I'll make sure to share some around.
Would you please?
Absolutely.
And there's a sign-in sheet, so please make sure your name is on the sign-in sheet and contact info.
I will, thank you.
Thank you. Assembly member, we've got, no congressman here represented yet. Let's look at mayor's representative, no one's here yet. And then we have new mayor's representative, so Susanna said she'll be here next meeting. Alfredo, will no longer be attending. And then we've got council offices, Council District 1. Senator, oh yes, that's right.
But feel free to go first.
No, Senator, let's do it, all right.
Hi, everyone. My name is Karen Linares, and I'll also stand like my colleague, Nico, we should connect.
Yes.
So I've been the senator's scheduler for the last 5 years. I've just transitioned out into the field as of this week. And so today has been a very eventful day for me, and caught wind of this meeting through a colleague, and so brought my kids with me tonight.
I wish the mayor's rep was here. I was gonna cook
But
her.
again, that's okay. I covering the areas of Elysian Park, Frogtown area, along the river, Atwater, out to Glassell Park, Cypress Park, Mount Washington, Eagle Rock, Highland Park, so everything west of the 110. I'll follow down the river down by Chinatown, Historic Core, and then continue to follow the river down, Arts District. So I'm basically along the river. It's the middle part of the district. The senator also just introduced her package, and I am also getting familiar with the legislation, and I'll be able to provide more information in the following meetings. And please, I'm here, it's gonna be a learning curve. I'm a very transparent and open and honest person, so I'm eager to learn, eager to meet people, and just be here since.
Well, thank you and welcome to the community of Northeast
Thank
LA.
you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate
We
it.
look forward to working with you. Contact information is on the sign-in sheet right here.
Yes, it is.
Excellent, love it. Council office. 1. Third, go ahead. Yeah, I'm ready for you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Wendy Castro. I'm one of the field deputies for the
Eunice's.
northern part of the district. Elena, my counterpart, usually will alternate every other month with us. So you won't see me next month, but you'll see me the following month. So the first update I have from the Office of Councilmember Eunice Hernandez is on connecting our unhoused constituents and neighbors to services. So the Circle program, which is from the Mayor's Office of Crisis and Incident Response through community-led engagement, is a 24-hour unarmed response program expanding to the area on April 1st. So we're really excited for that. I know LAPD has had a lot of successes in our southern part of the district. It frees up our police officers to go out to emergency, and it allows individuals that are experiencing mental breakdowns or experiencing unhoused issues to be able to get addressed, taken to the hospital, all of that good stuff. That program is expanding April 1st, as I said. You can request Circle by calling the non-emergency line 877-ASK-LAPD and choose non-emergency dispatch. When you get on the phone with someone, then you can ask them to send out a Circle team to the location. We also have expanded our USC street medicine out to the northern part, to all the northern part of the district. And that is services that we partner up with USC Street Medicine for referrals, anything from health screenings, treatment to acute chronic health, mental health, substance abuse support, wound care, lab testing. It's doctors that actually go out into the field and touch base with our unhoused constituents and are able to provide all these services to them out in the field instead of having to transport them to other locations and then transport them back. Any community member can make a referral. As always, Bradley, I will send all of this information verbatim to you so you can share it.
We have that, by the way, here.
Yeah, so you can have street medicine at med.usc.edu, and anybody can request those services. My next update are what the council members' committee assignments have been for 2025. She is the vice chair of Arts, Parks, Libraries, and Community. She's a member of the Budget and Finance Committee, the chair of Public Works, a member of the Transportation Committee, and co-chair of Unarmed Response Prevention. Next update is on Know Your Rights workshops. I will be shooting out flyers for the month of March. We're going to be having some Know Your Rights workshops for our community members that are undocumented and afraid right now, understandably, with everything that is going on in the nation. So I will be sharing that information and those flyers with all of our partners and asking for y'all to share. Natalie talked a little bit about the Kite Hill motion that was introduced in January. We've been working closely with the neighborhood council and are committed to continue working with the neighborhood council to address some of the concerns that arise in my hill. I'm like this close to getting the trash cans up there, so I'm really excited about that. And the next update is on food distributions. So we have food distributions every Tuesday and every Friday throughout the whole district. Our next one in the area is going to be on San Fernando Road and Edward Avenue next Tuesday, March 4th. I'll send over that flyer. And then the following one locally will be at Monte Vista Elementary School on Friday, March 21st. And then lastly, I just want to share some legislation updates on that the councilwoman introduced. And that was to move $125,000 into My Safe LA and LAFD's Community Emergency Response Team. With the outcome of the wildfires and having high fire hazard areas in the district, we wanted to make sure that we were providing those services and providing additional support to reach out to all of our community members and let them know what options they had and make sure that we're organizing our community members to avoid getting hurt if, God forbid, knock on wood, something were to happen in our district. Lastly is you can become a CD1 ambassador. We're excited to share a volunteer opportunity with Council District 1 that will have our CD1 ambassadors partner up with Council District 1 and bring city resources directly to their communities by knowing your neighbors, reaching out to your neighbors, knowing your 10 neighbors to the right, to the side, and in front of you. And we would train you, we would bring all the resources. If you want more information, I'm gonna include my phone number, my contact information, all of that good stuff when I send it to Bradley.
Thank you.
And that is it, thank you.
Nice report, thank you. Sir,
Um,
quick question?
yes. But no quick answers.
Still have a quick answer, I can promise.
I attended the Silver Lake Neighborhood Council meeting, last meeting, I think I was there. Circle was discussed, and Council Member Rahman actually came and spoke to the group. Circle is a big discussion. I'm glad to hear that Circle's expanding. I'm a big supporter of Circle. I've worked with several of the teams on homeless situation. However, the fact is expanding, there's still serious problems with non-emergency wait times. When you call in, it can be up to 15 minutes or an hour to wait. By the time you get through to someone, it could take another half hour, an hour to an hour and a half for them to dispatch a team, and they do a really good job once they get there. I've worked with them and I've watched them. So I did express all this stuff to Councilmember Rahman. I know he has heard this before with Michael, the statistic from CD13. So the point I'm trying to make is it's great to hear it's expanding, but someone's got to get, I don't know, some kind of initiative together, the mayor's office, and say, hey, we have to solve these call-in problems, and also more expedition in terms of teams. So that's all.
That's a good thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, quick question.
No, sir, we don't do it like that. So did you have a response to that before we move on to the next question, my dear?
She is a part of the committee for the unarmed response, and so that is definitely something that she wants to address while she's on that.
Your councilman?
Yes.
Okay.
And I would also recommend something that I do with my community members. I'm not the field deputy for the Field Lake, West Silver Lake Echo Park area, but Elena is sometimes they can't get a hold of 911, they can't, and they're worried about an unhoused constituent. They reach out directly to me and we'll send a team out that does street medicine and is able to kind of just check on them, make sure that they're okay.
Right, no, that's great, but I'm, you know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sir?
Yeah, for clarification, when you say expanding, is it expanding geographical area or number of resources or number of personnel?
Yeah, it is expanding to our geographical area, and we also don't know the exact amount of money that was allocated from our council district, but we did help with allocating some money to make sure that there was additional personnel.
Good question, good question. Any other questions for CD1? Go ahead, my dear.
Can I get a contact card, because I have certain issues, especially since she's the chair of Public Works, about like non-ADA compliance, breaking federal laws under the guise of saying that they don't want protesters. It's the Church of Scientology. But you're not allowed to break federal laws, and I, as a person in the chair, have a right to travel, and there's 5 city blocks that I cannot ingress or egress off of because, you know, whatever their paranoia is. And so I would like to, I have a report report as to all the violations, the ADA violations. So I would like to make sure that, you know, Mr. Hernandez gets it directly, that maybe she can work with, because other people have tried to work with the Church of Scientology, you know, to get them to move it. They've been cited by the city, they've been fined by the city, they're going to hearings before this, criminal hearings, I believe, before the city attorney. So I do question why they have a seat here at this point, if they're not in good standing with the city. But it needs to be addressed. You can't just, and I put myself at risk because they go after me, they do for.
Well, my dear, I do want to make sure you stick to the question.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm just saying, I need help because there's an ADA issue and it's very serious and it's federal laws being broken, city, state and everything. And I haven't gotten help anywhere, really, I mean, and so I come here because you're very reasonable. I absolutely enjoy you as the head, but the officers here claim to be that they want to be neutral, but then they come and enforce parking tickets, you know, like on the street. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, and I'm trying.
I get there's an issue, but what I do want to do is I want to provide you with that venue, that opportunity to discuss.
Yes,
and
separately,
present that
yes,
information to
absolutely.
that council representative.
But I have to protect, you know, I'm here to protect, I'm saying it out loud to protect myself, because otherwise they could just go after me.
This is CPAP, we're not going after nobody.
No, you're not.
Yeah, but don't worry, you're safe, you're safe here. But, so did you get the question or comments?
No, basically that you will take this information and try to seek help, or try, I'm just looking for help to redress the problem. It's been going on since June.
Yeah, we
It
don't,
needs to stop.
yeah, we don't cover the area of that, I guess depending on like what area it's in, but we can talk, like
Okay.
offline.
But she's public works, that's why I was
Right, but what I'm
asking.
saying is that we don't cover that area, but we can help you out to, I can help
Well,
you
he
to the
goes-
maximum of the
yeah.
capacity, yeah.
They're not helping, so.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you very much, Wendy. Thank you. Thank you very much, my dear. CD 13, Regina.
Hi, everyone. So I have a very short report back for our council office. I'm mainly just going to be emphasizing submitting through-in-ones for street lights that are out. I know for me, I've had a lot of outages in the Silver Lake area, Atwater, and the LA River shared pathway that goes from Atwater to Illusion Valley. So, but our council office has allocated discretionary funding to try and expedite and also fortify the streetlights that have been out in the district. So we're seeing a lot of it has been having to do with like copper wire theft and all that, those kinds of things. So we've allocated that funding to fortify those, so it makes it more difficult for anyone to tamper with it. But we are able to help out with that, so please do reach out to our office. I'll leave some of my business cards up here. Even if my colleagues are not here, like let's say you don't live in one of the areas that I personally cover, I'm happy to connect you with the appropriate point person from our office for that. But we do just advise that you submit your through-in-one requests and then send those over to our office. Just due to the Bureau of Streetlight, the Bureau of Streetlight is the one that fixes those, and just due to staffing shortages and limited resources, it's been difficult for them to respond to the high need and high demand for repairs throughout the city and not just our district. But we're doing our best to expedite any locations wherever we can, especially in sensitive areas and like ones with consecutive blocks out. So please do submit those and then send those our way so that we can follow up directly. Yeah, that's pretty much my biggest update, and I'm open for questions.
Thank you, Regina. Brian.
Yeah, on the street light thing, I called up 30 days ago, the 311, 2 hours on holding the phone, and I reported that the street lights were out on Glendale Boulevard to the entrance to the Glendale Freeway, and I also said that it's because of wire theft. Now there's 2 schools in the area, there's St. Teresa's and Clipper Street. The sub panels or whatever, the things on the sidewalk, those were open, there's wires hanging out. So I told them at 311, I said, you know, we have 2 schools in the area, we have young people walking those sidewalks, it's dangerous. They said, no problem, we'll take care of it. So then your office sent me back an email and said, yeah, we're aware of this. We put up $200,000 to get this taken care of. Okay, now this was about the 26th of January. It's now almost March 1st. The sidewalk things are still open. If nothing else, if the Department of Public Works can't come out and fix the things, they can at least come out and seal off the sidewalks where wires are hanging out. We have kids walking by. And then the other thing is, and also, there was an accident last night on Glendale Boulevard, right where you get on the 2 freeway, because there's no streetlights. And there's no streetlights either, which is not your problem, but on the freeway when you come in, there was an accident there a week ago, so it's dangerous. The other thing is, I watch Silver Lake quite a lot, and West Silver Lake, between the park and Rowena, there's 25 traffic lights, 25 street lights out. And the worst part about it is, people walk that 24 hours a day, so when you start walking along the lake, it is pitch black. I almost got hit by a car because we had to step off the path and go on the street. No street lights, you can't see. Fortunately, the neighbors there do their lights. So what I understand that, you know, these people are stressed a little bit, but I think when it comes to somebody's safety, I let my SLO know about it, and my question was, why can't somebody go around to the scrapyards and find who's selling the wire? He told me that the funding was cut.
Well, Brian, let me just say this. You have valid concerns with regard to lighting. Regina's gonna follow up on that so that when we have our
I
next
just
meeting.
wanna make sure, and by the way, too, this is probably not your thing, but on Riverside Drive between Alessandro and the school, again, the vaults are open, and there's wires hanging out. School kids walk past there every day. And it obviously doesn't look good to call 311, it doesn't look good to call your office. And if you're taking $200,000 of my taxpayers' money, let's get together and let's get it fixed. I mean, a month is just not reasonable. If nothing else, make it safe.
Yes, you're right, Brian. Shots fired. So, Regina, you heard the constituent. Obviously, you'll follow up with your office on making sure so that the next meeting we have, these issues will have been addressed.
Yes, definitely. And I do just want to mention that normally the BSL's response time to even investigate a site is 60 to 90 days. And so, I do hear you, and I do hear your concerns.
My only point is it's a safety issue. And what if one of our kids got electrocuted walking on that sidewalk with the wires hanging out? That, if nothing else, that should be repaired immediately. And I can't believe some brain surgery can't go out.
Brian, I'm sure she'll take care of it.
Those things up. The
Yes,
SLO
Brian.
told me
Mr. Fisher,
that
Mr.
he
Fisher,
couldn't do it. You know,
Mr. Fisher,
he's done it before.
Mr. Fisher, it's gonna be okay. Regina, you're on it, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's make sure that that's taken care of immediately.
Yes.
Please. Go ahead, my dear.
Thank you, sir. I'm here for the same thing. Hugo's Office High has known since June that I am being discriminated against, okay, on like 5 or so city blocks. It's not fair that I should be discriminated against just because, you know, for whatever reason they choose, because they're paranoid that somebody is gonna sit there and protest or whatever. That's their problem. It's not my problem. I want that stuff gone. The city's going after what? Hugo, just right down the street, they said it's unfair to the unhoused to have planters, you know, and to prevent encampments. You guys, the city went and collected it. Why isn't the city getting rid of those planters and forcing them to get ADA compliant federally? I don't want to hear that they're afraid of protesters. Like, there's been no restraining orders against it, no valid convictions for anything, whatever they're, you know, okay, they don't like it, that's
Sorry.
don't, you know, that protest Scientology, you know, well, you know, but they don't have a right to, for this assault on the ADA community on a continuous basis for months, and I'm tired of it.
So definitely CD 13 is actually your correct council office, as you already know.
Right.
So Regina's here to address that issue, so she hears your concern, and I'm sure she'll follow up. Make sure that you connect at the meeting after. She's gonna be leaving in about 5 or 10 more minutes.
I'll put my business, I'll hand you my business card, but for anyone else, I'll put my business cards back here if you want it.
Yes.
It needs to stop. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone from CD 14? Thanks, Regina. Anyone from CD 14? This is, to me, Isabel's office. Okay.
Sounds like there's a ton of cops leaving the station. I think they said shots fired.
Make that quick.
He's on his radio. I want to jump out of here.
You're all, sir.
Oh, okay, sorry about that. I just had a backup on the frequency, that's where everybody was going. So for overall crime, I just got my stats from my detective lieutenant. We're down in all categories, or we had no change, so we haven't had any homicides all year. We haven't, we've had 4 sexual assaults, but they're all acquaintance, so no strangers, and then robberies, aggravated assaults, burglaries, stolen cars, burglaries from motor vehicles, and theft in general. They're down from this month as compared to last month. We did have a series of burglars in Los Feliz. We did make 2 arrests. Each one was responsible for 3 separate burglaries. And then we did have a series of street vendor robberies in Cypress Park about almost 2 weeks ago. We've already made arrests on 2 of those, and then the other 2 suspects, those are pending identification. So that's it for that. And then for violent crime itself, we've been doing a good job on.
I'll be right back. I don't know if I'm gonna find out.
Violent crime, that means any gang-related activity.
Fuck, man. Who's got a... Damn it, man. Anybody have a radio at home? There's got to be a shooting. I heard a shots fired. I'm just getting into the car and I have no idea where I'm going. All hell is breaking loose. This is definitely a police shooting. They don't respond like this. Anybody have access to a radio? Let me know. I can't hear it. If you're using the app, Northeast Division doesn't show up. Damn, I need to get my car immediately. Damn, I was gonna roast those fucking senior little officers too. Damn, I'm so happy I brought a charger. I have a feeling it's gonna be a long night. Officer needs help. Calston and the LA Bridge. Anybody know what the fuck that is? Officer needs help. Calston and the LA Bridge. I'm sure I'll be able to find it. If I just get close to it, I'll see if there's gonna be a helicopter. Fuck, I wanted to roast those 2 senior lead officers. They knew what was coming too. Calston and LA Bridge. I don't know what the fuck that is. That's the thing about being over in the valley is it's so close, but it's a whole different world away. Yeah, there was no reason sitting in that meeting. All the senior leader officers left. And how many cops did they? I mean, they had so many cops staring out of here while I was sitting in there. There must be 30 cops on scene for an officer that needs help. I don't even know the name of the street. It's like Calston or something. Calston. Anybody know what the hell that means, Calston? Yeah, you're not gonna hear it on Broadcastify. I don't think Northeast is gonna show up on there. You probably have to listen to either Hollywood or Or, yeah, you're not gonna get much of Central. Is it Carlson? That's what it is? The Carlson and the LA Bridge? Sorry, guys. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just gonna drive up here and look. They said at one time I couldn't really hear what they were talking about. But I could have swore they said code for suspect in custody. And that's when they were tearing out of the police station. The problem is there's like a 2-minute delay when you listen to the app. There's like a 2-minute delay. So that means they said suspect in custody when they were still responding code 4. They just wanted to get out of that damn meeting. Quite honestly, I did too. I wanted to go off on Vargas and Hernandez. Hernandez is the Scientology simp. But like I said, he's also that one guy who targeted an activist. Yo, these lights, it must be right up here because this traffic isn't doing shit. I see no helicopters. Guys, I don't know the valley, so I'm just kind of... I'm just driving in the direction that they were going. Oh, I see a helicopter. Come on, man, will you drive? Fuck.
Special details, Enter at 4242 RD622. You please send them as call and you have the pair step out. 60 Roger, send it. Terror incident, freeway for you, Roger. 6FB26 Roger, 6FB10, 6FB26 is about to Colorado Suspect area out, except 4110 at 1100 Northwestern Avenue.
Dude, just fucking drive. About a half-mile away. Pretty much straight ahead of me. Want to know what he needed help with. The yellow hoodie is really yellowing tonight. Yeah, I heard shots fired, but they saying suspect in custody. It said, I don't know. I didn't hear anything on the radio saying shots fired. I heard suspect in custody. I didn't hear a request for an ambulance. Here they are up here. Am I gonna be able to park up here?
51 division on your ambulance coding at the agent western of the Primo's Burger. Additional PR call box stating unknown victim got shot in the arm. Still code 3 is 4280. I need 243.
Still code 3. So somebody got shot over in South Central. They requested the cops, and I guess nobody's come yet. So they're the second call out for a shooting victim. Okay. Looks like they're breaking up the little fun over here. Yeah, it must be just about over. The cops are starting to leave. Maybe. Helicopter's leaving. Maybe not. No, he's still on it.
Suspect number 1 is now possibly Hispanic, mid-20s, wearing a black shirt, black jeans, with a machete number.
I need to find somewhere to park. Come on, man. I just want to get somewhere to park. This doesn't seem like a parking-friendly area. They got a million cop cars over here, guys, and there's more. I'm looking, there's more showing up. Makes me wonder, is this a shooting scene? But if it is, I didn't hear shit to... Is this a perimeter? I feel bad, I just took off on audit. No, I can't park here, fuck. Oh, they got tape up. Guys, I'm starting to think this is a shooting scene. They got a fucking perimeter set up for a good distance. That's a parking spot right there. Is it wrong for me to do an illegal U-turn in front of 50 cops? I think I'm gonna do it legally. Yo, they got a huge perimeter set up. This is a very large perimeter. Don't fucking do it. Watch out. Fuck, it's not a parking spot. Fuck. Here's one. Don't hit me, man. I'm fucking going in reverse, you dumbass. Well, street's closed or the sidewalk?
Sidewalk all in a circle.
All right, so I'll stay in the street.
No, don't stand in the street.
I will.
Hey, sir.
I understand what you're saying. Okay, listen, do you understand what the law said? The law does not say, I am not creating a hazard. I am not creating a hazard because it's shut down. Well, okay, you know what? Do what you want with it. I'm walking down this way. Do whatever you want with it. I'm walking down this way. You did all that for nothing. Mind your business. Shut the fuck up. They always gotta be control freaks. There's no tape here, then the sidewalk means nothing. You're blocking me from the sidewalk means nothing. He's got to get into his apartment right there. They're not letting him in, even though he lives right there. He lives right behind me, right there in that building. These guys are going to be problems tonight. Anybody have any idea what this is? Let's see what Citizen App has to say. I see armed suspect search. They got more cops coming. Search for armed suspects. The suspect reportedly discarded his gun, so did they find a gun? They have one suspect in custody, but the armed suspect still at large. So they got a perimeter set up. There ain't gonna be shit you can do. I think I'm gonna go walk back over there to that cop and walk back across the street right in his face again, see what he has to say. Anyway, guys, jaywalking is not against the law. He's just a control freak cop. He told me the sidewalk's closed. That's fine. Sidewalk's closed? The street ain't. And if I'm not listen, to get into your car, if you want to drive this car, guess what you guys have to do? You have to step into the street. So as long as you are not creating a hazard by stepping in the street, and guys, see where I'm at right now? This lane is closed. Therefore, I am not creating a hazard. See how this works? This lane has been closed from here all the way up there to where that cop is. I'm teaching you guys something today. Ask me how I know this. I've been to court over this shit. I had the ACLU to defend me on that one. But yeah, this is a perimeter, and I'm gonna be standing here doing a whole lot of nothing. And guess what I'm not gonna do tonight? I'm not gonna stand here. They change over to the attack channel. Yeah, I figured as much. Usually once they get out, like everybody's on scene and they have a helicopter so they don't jam everything up, they go over to simplex. And once they're on simplex, I can't hear a damn thing. But quite honestly, I really couldn't hear a damn thing anyway. I could hear some large broadcasts that they were doing. Officer needing assistance. But that's it. Because that came over to West Bureau frequency. The second I see a gap in this traffic, I'm running it back across the street, and I'm probably gonna head home. and really, I just want to go home. I want to talk about oh, they got more cops showing up. They gotta get the whole bureau out here, not the division, the bureau. You can't get in there, buddy. They're not gonna let you in. I know you want to get in. They're not gonna let you in. He snapped it. He snapped the tape. He broke the tape. So they're gonna sit around like this for hours. Suspect with a gun. Somebody got a gun. But I don't know. They're looking for him. They ran. Be safe, man. Thank you. Uh-oh, more cops coming. They gotta have more come. So the thing about the CPAP meetings is they usually have them once a month, but they haven't had one. I believe the last CPAP meeting they had over here in the Northeast Division was either October or November. So they haven't had these for a while, so we finally got a chance to have one, and then this shit happens. They're like, yep, we're out of here, because I was gonna cook their dumbasses. We have the Hollywood CPAP coming up. There's gonna be some sparks in that one. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's gonna be some. Hey, Hollywood Division, if you're watching this, I look forward to that. Now you could try to change up your CPAP meeting and say, well, we're not gonna allow questions from the public. I will run over you motherfuckers. I'm letting you know, be ready. I believe it's on like the 14th or the 19th. All right, well, listen. What I am not going to do is spend my night standing around a perimeter. Sweet Home Management with 50 gifted memberships. That's dope as hell. Drones and stuff, what's going on, brother? Drones and stuff is the person responsible for leaking the video about me riding on a scooter with Jessica. And that caused the whole thing. Like, uh-oh, man, they riding on a scooter together. That must mean like a consummation of a relationship. What that was called is, it was a long ass walk back to the parking garage. It would have been like a 2-mile walk. And we were already tired, we had already been semi-arrested. And there was one scooter around in the area. And I'm so nice on the scooter. While riding somebody else on the scooter, I was still handling one hand and doing some filming. How nice am I? So let me tell you how these goes, right? So they have the helicopter circling around. They have the perimeter set up. What they're gonna do is they're gonna sit here now for the next hour. The cops aren't gonna do anything. They're gonna have the SWAT team come in. They're gonna come in 12, 15 different cars. They all have their own individual cars. They're gonna show up in about an hour. Then they're gonna go in there, go with the dogs, sniffing around. If they can't find them with the dogs, then the helicopter is gonna go over the speaker and it's gonna say, "We see you, come out with your hands up. We see you, come out with your hands up." And if nobody comes out, then they leave. They do the same thing all the time. But the last thing they do is say that they see you even though they don't. They just bluff it. Fuck all that shit. Actually, tonight I want to do a podcast because tomorrow is an important day. Tomorrow, they will be voting at 5 p.m. Guys, if you're interested, 5 p.m. tomorrow, they will be voting on the reinstatement of Captain Crowley to the fire department. They need to get 10 council members out of 15 to vote for that. I wanted to know, and it's another reason I didn't really want to leave the meeting, is they had representatives for Eunice Hernandez. Eunice is the councilwoman that she started doing her little run away from me at the parade. Was it last week before? Started doing her, trying to hustle away. Again, this is somebody who I consider, I was friends with at one time, but she lied to me, and that's that. I want to talk to her representative about how Eunice is going to vote tomorrow. And I especially want to talk to Hugo because, Hugo is a huge union guy. That's his thing. He's the union guy. He's a high up in Unite Here 11. He's very connected to the LA Fed. Well, the fire union came out in support of Crowley and said she needed to be reinstated. I want to know if Hugo is going to vote against what the firefighter union wants. I think that would be interesting to know. Hollywood High School. Minutes. Go straight and make a left. When I come to the valley, I don't know shit about the valley, guys. Like I said, the valley it takes 20 minutes to get here from my house, but it's a whole different world. Like Valley and then LA, I know it's all part of LA, but it's different how they do things. Yeah, I didn't really feel like sitting in a CPAP meeting if there's no cops there. What is it, just a bunch of old grumpy people complaining about the wires that are sticking up? I mean, of course, I don't want wires sticking up anywhere. But man, he was really pressed about that. So yeah, tomorrow is, I hope we can give public comment. I think public comment is only 1 minute. I'm just gonna call Karen Bass a piece of shit. Not just a piece of shit, but a no good piece of shit. But just when I thought there's no one worse than her, boy, Mayor Eric Adams really is trying to fight her for the title of biggest piece of shit mayor. Left. Let's see, updates. I told you guys, or I guess some of you guys would know. Like I said, put in a lawsuit about 2 months ago, maybe between a month and 2 months ago, suing over the LAPD releasing post ID information, and it's kind of in the weeds. And they decided to settle on that. They'll be turning over those documents within the next week or so. We have another lawsuit going to be filed pretty soon. I can't tell you guys exactly what that one's for. It's probably my favorite one, to be honest with you. Out of all the things I could be doing a lawsuit on, it's highly important information for what I do. I don't know if the average person would be like, okay, so what's the big deal about that? Why is it a big deal? There is a big deal. I just can't tell you guys because I don't want to have it on record, the reason why I want this information. Well, what I have learned is, man, traffic in the valley sucks. traffic over here really is just the pits. What else? Oh, let me straighten something out. This is both relates to the police and Scientology. So when we were at the LAPD commission meeting related to the Scientology stuff, there was a reporter from the LA Times that was there specifically because of what was going on, related to a bigger story that won't be coming out for I don't know how long. Those types of stories take some time. That had nothing to do with this. There was also a story in the LA Times yesterday about cops making improper remarks, and specifically mentioned that whole thing about the cop calling me a black fool, and the LAPD commission being unhappy with the LAPD's response for that, for being non-disciplinary. Those are two separate articles. That was the one that came out yesterday was related to something that's been going on for a couple of weeks. That's unrelated from the Scientology angle. That's a totally different writer. The guy who wrote the article yesterday is Libor Jani. It's the guy I always tell you is a piece of shit and all, but he did something good for once. But the one that's related to the Scientology and related to, that one is a totally different writer, a totally different article will be coming out in the future. Don't think that the article that they were there for at the LAPD commission meeting was because of me. No, it had nothing to do with me. They interviewed the children of Scientology and I believe the Jane Doe. That's what they were there for. In fact, Libor Jani, who wrote the article yesterday, he wasn't even at the meeting. He was probably just watching the live stream. He's probably watching my live stream. Libor, are you watching this? Libor, I'll cut you some slack if you keep on going on. If you keep on doing some good stuff, I think the next article you should write, Libor, or somebody, Richard Whitten at the LA Times, I think you should do an article on, I think it's, I don't know, is it AB 1131? I'm probably totally wrong. What they're trying to do is they're trying to make, on the state level, an assembly bill would make a lot of officers' information private. So if they work in vice, narcotics, if they work plainclothes, if they work undercover, then all their information would be off limit. Their names, serial numbers, all that shit. Even if they're assigned to a unit just as a helper, all their information would be off limits. So we would have a secret cop, secret police force, wouldn't be able to get their name and badge numbers, nothing. I don't think anybody who has the ability or the capability to take away somebody's life or take away their freedom should be able to operate anonymously. I'm sorry, just it should not be that way. And if they get in a shooting, what, it's still anonymous? Please. I got a problem with that. Over the next couple of days, the thing I'll be working on is, my friend was called a murderer and a wife abuser by a senior lead officer over in the Central Division, Officer Kellogg. If you go to my website, go to officer profiles and scroll down to Officer Edward Kellogg, there's a video of the incident. You call them a murderer and call them a wife beater. Complete lies. It was at a community day event. And that's the type of shit that will, you could really get somebody in trouble saying that, making up those lies. Having the police make up those lies about you is pretty fucked up. And so a complaint was filed on that, and LAPD, it's not that they said it was non-disciplinary, they said there was no misconduct whatsoever. And that's outrageous. A cop lying on a community member, making up those sort of lies. And this is an LAPD critic at that. Making up those sort of lies to say that that's non-disciplinary. No, not non-disciplinary. That is no misconduct. That's insane. That's insane. I filed the complaint last year on March 24th, either March 17th or March 24th. My goal over the next 3 weeks is to appeal to the LAPD chief, because he has the ability to overturn the final disposition. He could change it. He could make it disciplinary. But he only has 3 weeks to do it. 2 to 3 weeks. So my goal is to either make him change it or make his life hell. So you can only imagine what I'll be talking about at the next LAPD commission meeting, but you can only imagine what I'll be talking about in emails coming up. And you can only imagine what I'll be talking about when I go looking for high-ranking officials in the LAPD. If I see Eunice's, it happened in her district, so I'm going to ask her specifically what's up with that. I need to find out when the next central CPAB meeting is. So I want to go talk to Officer Edward Kellogg. I also found a picture of him. Oh God, you want to see a picture of him? From my understanding, from what this looks like, and when I ran facial recognition, came back with a pretty good match, but it matched up with a picture where he was doing some like oil wrestling with women on some website. It was like one of those websites. It's like sexychicks.tv type of website. Can you just drive faster? Just a little faster. Oh God, thank God they're turning. How far? All right, take this straight. Thank God for navigation. I have no fucking idea where I'm at. Won't give you my exact location, but I'm over by Griffith Park. Good luck swatting me. You can't swat me. All the cops are over there. Shit. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, another thing. Let me explain this for the white people. Hey, white people, there's slang that black people use that you don't understand. If you don't understand it, then shut your fucking mouth. Hey, white people, when black people call each other a coon, we're calling them a race traitor. It's the same thing as calling them an Uncle Tom. See, when you guys say coon, it means something totally different. Black people, when we call somebody a coon, we know what we're talking about. We're calling Clarence Thomas, he's a coon. I called the coon who was protecting Jim McDonald the other day. When you guys clutch your pearls and think you know what you're talking about, you don't know what you're talking about. Mind your fucking business. You got it? I know that big stupid guy, he gets worked up over it, but you know what? I heard his ass got dumped today. Big stupid got dumped. He's gonna have to buy his own food now. Big stupid is like, I need friends. My friends need to stand by me. Everybody in LA is against this guy. He gotta go. I told you to get his punk ass out of here. I've been telling you. I told you a month ago he's gonna be leaving. He tried to be hard-headed to stick around. Told you his ass is gonna be leaving. Guys, I'm gonna tell you something, another thing, right? Don't think you could ever be in like a protest movement around here in LA and get on my bad side and think that you could last in the protest movement in LA. Big stupid learned a lesson. Fucking blubbering fool crying again. Crying again. Anyway, that's enough for big stupid. I'll see you later. Get the fuck out of this state. What'd I tell you? Big Stupid was saying that I was race baiting by bringing up the black fool, but that's what they wrote about in the LA Times. There's a reason I do things, guys. Everything I do is very calculated. I share some of the stuff I do. I share about 10% of the stuff I do with my activism. Maybe 20%. No, about 10%. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes. See, Big Stupid, when he wants attention, he'll go and find a TV camera and like just photobomb him, screaming with a cape on, and everybody just thinks he's crazy. He doesn't win anybody over. Nobody's gonna be like, hey, look at that fucking hobo on TV screaming behind her. He won me over. I didn't think that way before, but now that changed my mind now when I saw Big Stupid there. A more effective way of doing things, guys, is to work behind the scenes and get your shit into papers, put pressure on people. If you guys pay attention to the LAPD commission meeting, and if you're listening to what Shields was talking about, when she was talking about working with the Django is the executive secretary of the LAPD commission who works with the inspector general. And they were talking about the issues. What are the two issues I've been talking about mostly at the LAPD commission, guys? I've been talking about mostly with that black fool, those comments that have been made. And the second thing I've been talking about is the massive amount of DUIs by cops. And guess what the commission was talking about? How they're going to address that, if there's proper discipline for that stuff, and with DUIs. So you can go photobomb a fucking journalist. Now, don't be wrong. I'll talk. If I see a camera right here, I'm going to walk up to him right now and say, fuck Karen Bass. I will do that. I don't expect that to get anything. That's not going to change anything. I don't expect that to win anybody over. I don't. That's not meant to win anybody over. That's just pure for my own little glee. That's it. My own little kiki, just my own little laughs. That's the only reason. Is that an effective way of protesting? No, it doesn't get anything done. That doesn't get anything done. But effective way of protesting, guys, in my book, everybody has their own views on this stuff. In my book, it's a PR battle and you're trying to win people over. You're trying to bring people over to your side. Sometimes it takes a soft touch and explaining. Sometimes it takes shocking people a little bit. But at the end of the day, the whole goal is you should be trying to win people over to say, I didn't agree with you before, but now I do. How do I go about making that happen? The way I like doing it is I like putting pressure on people and public shaming to the point where they say, fuck, we have to do something about this. Because how many times is the LAPD commission going to hear me say over and over again, why is this non-disciplinary for saying black fool? I say it over and over and over again. So finally they get to the point they say, fuck it, let's just do something about it. William's driving me out of the fucking mind. He's so goddamn annoying. But that's me. That's me. You guys can do anything your way you want to do it. If you think proper activism is just like, let me just go over to the blue building and scream at somebody, get back inside and, while they're eating their lunch. I don't know how effective that is. Now you might say, well, you walk past the Scientology building and they go running inside. Yeah, I think that's funny. And I don't want them recruiting on the street. But I don't know if the lady who's sitting outside eating her salad at the Blue Building is necessarily in the process of trying to recruit people. Oh, I'm over here. I'm not going to say the exact place, but this is where... Fuck. I'm trying to think of the name of them. One of my favorite activist groups. They do a lot of stuff, feed the homeless, things like that. But another thing they do is, you know what? Speaking of which, book bags, right? University book bags. It's an activist group that gives out book bags to kids. The book bags have notebooks, pens, pencils, papers, rulers, the whole 9 yards. Anything, all the types of shit you could think of. But also a handwritten note by each one of the people who, this is some good shit. And handwritten note for each kid, wishing them well and stuff. She comes over here. She was, when school starts and in mid-year, she'll come to me and she'll say, William, where should we go in Hollywood to hand these out? Her name is Latora. What's the name of her group? The Valley for Change? I think that's it. Valley for Change. Will you fucking drive? They're literally going down Sunset at 10 miles per hour. It's like, come on. So she always has like 150 of them. And so I always have extra ones. So if you guys ever want to donate to a really good group, it's called the Valley for Change. Latora, she's a badass. She gets a lot of abuse. My God, she gets a lot of abuse. And she doesn't get nearly enough glory. I believe she's also on TikTok too. She's definitely on Twitter, also on TikTok. You will not hear me vouch for many activist groups. You won't. I will 100% vouch for her. Valley for Change. Audit's in the chat. Audit, do you happen to know who Valley for Change is? She sets up every day for literally 3 years outside one of those malls. Was in Sherman Oaks Mall or something? I don't know. When it comes to the Valley, I don't know the Valley, guys. I'll be honest with you. I'm a Hollywood, LA, South Central, downtown. I mean, shit, I just go straight down to San Pedro. I just don't really go over to the Valley, even though it's just literally right there on the other side of Runyon Canyon. Oh, do you know her? Yeah, okay, so you know her. Yeah, I was just talking about Latora, how she does a lot of good stuff. I know I need to come to the Valley. Last time I was in the Valley, it's funny, speaking of Latora, I was out there and I was visiting her. She was doing her setup outside the mall, and they were having the nights out with the police thing set up there too to kind of harass her a little bit. And some goofball came over there specifically giving her a hard time, and then giving my friend Sean, journalist, he writes for Beverly Hills Press now. Is it Beverly Hills Press Teller? I don't know what it's called. But giving her a hard time. So I took a picture and I ran his face through facial recognition, and he popped up on that Swinger website, the same Swinger website that I saw my guy at over at the test center. Really tall guy, and then I saw his girlfriend was in the Chamber of Commerce. I'm like, so you guys are doing some freakiness. Actually, I saw them. When they were over. They had the LAPD commission meeting in the Valley over at the Mission Division. He was there that day in the meeting. I know it's just a random ass story, but. The Texas private detective. Damn, that was crazy. When it came back, I took his picture, right? And I went home and I ran it on facial recognition. And I'm like, oh no, this cannot be real. This cannot be real. No way. And I just ran it through a couple of, and then, there's some software you can use because you might get a hit on facial recognition websites, whether it be PimEyes or others. But then they're really rough hits. Then there's other software you can use where you could do a one-to-one comparison. And it came back 99.9999. I said, oh my guy was swinging. Yeah, they flew out there. It's a man with a gun. They have a perimeter set up outside of a really large apartment complex, probably a mile away from the police station. I could tell they're going to be there because they have the perimeter set up, and I could tell they're sitting around waiting for the SWAT team. And that's a large property, but that SWAT team might be there for an hour, or, with the dogs going through there. Peace and respect. I appreciate it, man. So yeah, it is 7:36 now. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm gonna do with my night, guys. It is 7:36. I should be home in about. What is with Hollywood traffic tonight? It's 7:30 and it's just jammed up. Oh, that's right. Hollywood. What's going on now? I'm not too far from the police station, and now there's a bunch of. Fuck, all right. I'm going to a call around the block. I'm not gonna be able to park over there. Man, I need to make a quick right real fast. Okay, come on, this is a lot of cops for a woman. Go, 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 man. Man, just go. Why do people suck so bad at driving? She's in custody. You guys have more coming still. This is what I'm talking about. They have like 10 more cop cars coming. And I hear them on my radio saying they're already in custody. Yo, they have so many. I don't want to show you my car and stuff, but they got so many cops coming. See, there's no reason for this. You come in code 3, I know for a fact, this is violating policy. I hear it on my radio and they're saying code 4, suspect in custody. That means that happened 2-3 minutes ago. There's a delay on the scanner. When they say code 4, custody, suspect in custody, they should not be coming code 3 with a license. And they're talking about, we don't have enough cops. We don't have enough cops. There's literally, I'm gonna tell you, there's probably 20 of them right there. I'm going past that damn 7-Eleven I was at the other day. It was Sunday morning and they had, I'm not joking, 12 cop cars and 20 cops for somebody who was already in custody. Some guy was freaking out inside a 7-Eleven, causing problems. They came. I have video of them tussling with them. It was Sunday morning. I was just walking to get a coffee over a coffee bean. Next thing you know, I saw some cops. They were riding past me and they were just giving me a look. Not a bad look. I can't explain it. The look that they give me. And then next thing you know, I see him make a U-turn and go flying back. I'm like, oh, come on, man. I was just about to walk in the coffee bean. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna do with my knife, guys. I am going to now go eat a little bit of my vegan stew I made, which is gonna be excellent. Then I'm going to walk over and get a coffee, and then somewhere around ish, I'm gonna do do a podcast. I'm gonna give a rundown on some of the stuff that's going on, and tomorrow is gonna be a big day. We're gonna see if we can get 10 of the 15 council members to reinstate Crowley. I think it's gonna be an uphill battle. I think any council member that doesn't show up for the vote is a punk, needs to be called out. I don't want to hear that shit. I already know Marquise is going to vote against her. I expect Hugo to vote against her. If Hugo votes against her, guys, I'm just, you know how I don't care for Hugo as it is. I'm gonna come after Hugo. Just Hugo gets no peace. I know Hugo has an event coming up this weekend, so I don't think I can get in because it's for dues-paying members of the DSALA, and that group of scumbags does not like me. Like, they hate. You want to talk about any group that hates me more than, and I hate them? It's the DSALA. We are not friendly. All right, guys, I'll be back. I'm gonna go eat. I'm going to eat, get a coffee, and then go live. Shout out to the mods. I'll be back.